What's up everybody, it is Bucket Mouth Bass back here again today, and as y'all can see I am walking into Bass Pro Shops today. Today I'm going to be picking out the top 4 casting rods that they have here for $150 or less. And if y'all have not subscribed, I do all kinds of fishing related videos here on this channel. Go down and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss anything here on this channel. But I will see y'all inside the store. Alright guys, I'm in the store now, and coming in at number 4 on today's list of top 4 casting rods under 150 bucks at Bass Pro. Number 4 is going to be the Abu Garcia Vendetta rod here. This rod actually made the list of top 5 rods under $100 at Bass Pro Shops. If you missed that video, there'll be a link right now. But this rod is making the list today because it's only $80. So for that price point, this rod is a complete steal. You are getting a 30-ton graphite blank, which is a solid graphite for only that $80 price point. And you are getting one of my favorite features on any rod, guys. You are getting a completely skeletonized reel seat, so you can really detect those bites and feel what you're hitting across the bottom when you're fishing. Then on this rod, you are getting nice EVA foam grips. They're not the best in the world. You know, I prefer the wind grips. I like those a lot better than the EVA foam, but this rod has very comfortable EVA foam, so you can't really complain there considering it's only $80. Then on this rod, the guides are not huge, so you're going to be able to be very accurate when you're casting with this rod. So that's another feature I really enjoy about this rod. Then on this pole, you are getting a clicking little mechanism to lock down your reel to the actual seat, which I like. That's a really nice feature to have, especially if you put a more expensive reel on this rod. Now moving on to the colors of the actual rod, it comes with that black and red color. It looks really awesome. I like the contrast between both the colors, and it'll just look great with any reel you decide to put on this rod. And this rod comes from a medium power model all the way up to a heavy power model, so you can really pick and choose what type of rod you want. Then this rod actually features Abu Garcia's Intra Carbon blank, which obviously I don't know exactly what that means, but it does make the rod a little bit stronger. So with all those features for only $80, this rod is a complete steal, and I highly recommend it if you're looking to save a couple dollars. Alright, and number 3 on today's list is going to be the Lew's Custom Speed Stick. For the medium heavy model of this rod comes in right at $140. And one of the features I really like about this rod is you can actually get very specific. So let's say you want a rod for spinner baits, or you want a rod for jigs, or you want a rod for worms, or anything in specific. They have a specific rod for you with the Lew's Custom Speed Stick. And with this rod, you are getting HM60 graphite in the blank, so you're getting a very high quality graphite. You know, obviously it's not the cheapest in the world. It is $140. Now moving on to the colors of the actual rod, I think it looks okay. The white and the black looks decent. It doesn't look ugly, but it doesn't look, you know, really awesome either, in my opinion. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know down below. Then this rod does come with a skeletonized reel seat, as y'all can see. The only thing I don't like about it is it's still partially covered with plastic right here at the bottom, which is kind of annoying. I wish they would just scrap that and make it completely skeletonized so you can really feel what you're doing. Then moving on to the grips of this actual rod, it comes with EVA foam grips. They are very nice to hold, but I really wish that Lew's would just go ahead and include their wind grip handles. I like those handles a lot better, in my opinion, guys. If you like the EVA foam better, please let me know down below. But if you have not tried a rod with those wind grips, I highly recommend that. But this EVA foam is still very nice to hold. Now moving on to the guides on this actual rod, it comes with very nice guides. They're not huge, but they're not tiny either, so you can still cast very accurately. But if you want to tie a leader, the leader knot will go right through with no problem at all. So don't get me wrong, this is a great rod, but you can get better for $140. So let's go ahead and move on to number 2 on today's list. Alright, number 2 on today's list is going to be the Abu Garcia Ike Rot. And keep in mind, this rod is named after the pro bass fisherman Mike Iaconelli, so that's pretty cool. But now moving on to the actual specs of this rod. For $150, so right up at that $150 price point, you are getting a 36-ton graphite, so you're getting a very high quality graphite in this rod. But for $150, I would kind of expect that. And on this rod, you are getting EVA foam handles again. They are very nice, do not get me wrong. But you guys know I really like those wind grip handles a lot better, and you can buy cheaper rods and get the wind grip handle. I'll leave a link to one of my other videos right up top right now. Since you are getting that 36-ton graphite blank, this rod is going to be very sensitive. But one of the only things I don't like about this rod at all is that the reel seat is not completely skeletonized. You have only a partially skeletonized reel seat, so that's really annoying. I wish you could feel the entire blank with your hand, but unfortunately you cannot. But all in all, this is still a great rod. I really like the colors on this rod. It looks very awesome and very slick. Any reel you put on here is going to look really nice. Moving on to the guides that this rod comes with, it comes with nice sized guides. They're not huge, but they're not tiny either, so you can still cast accurately and you can still tie a leader, and that leader knot will go right through without any problems. And they do offer this rod in many different versions. You can buy it all the way from a medium light all the way up to a heavy power. So it's great that you can buy a very specific rod to exactly what you want to do. I almost forgot to mention another thing I do not like about this rod is that it is a little bit heavier. I wish it was a little bit lighter, especially since you're paying $150. Alright, number 1 on today's list of the top 4 rods at Bass Pro Shops under $150. I'm gonna have to go with the Bass Pro Shops Carbonlite 2.0. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you know I actually own 2 of these rods. I like these rods a lot. And for only $120, that is a great price. And if you guys want to wait, Bass Pro is constantly running sales on this rod where they price it down at $90, so you can pick this particular rod up for only $90. And on this rod, you are getting a completely skeletonized reel seat, which is a huge deal for me. That's a big feature in my opinion. I do believe it helps you feel when fish bite a lot better when you can feel the rod blank directly. And on this rod, you are getting Bass Pro Shops wind grips. They are very comfortable to hold, and especially if it's drizzling or something outside, you're not going to lose your handle on the rod. So it really helps, especially when you're fighting a fish. Then on this rod, it comes with Bass Pro Shops RT4 graphite. So that's a very high quality graphite for only $120. And like I said, if you wait, only $90. This rod is very, very sensitive. I like it a lot. I feel exactly when a fish bites, so that really helps me out when I'm fishing, so I can set the hook right on time. Another feature this rod comes with is it has this little dial at the bottom, so whatever pound test you have on your reel, you can actually adjust the dial so you know exactly what pound test you have on there. And honestly, when I first bought this rod, I was like, what do I need that for? But it actually does help out a lot, especially when you have a lot of rods on your boat or when you're just going to ponds with a lot of different poles. Now moving on to the guides on this actual rod, it comes with very high quality guides. They are not huge and they are not tiny, so you can cast very accurately and you can still get a leader knot through the guides very easily as well. And on this rod, it is very light. Obviously it's in the name, Carbonlite. I'm holding the heavy model right here, and for a heavy power rod, this rod is very light. So that's one of the biggest features about this rod. And lastly, moving on to the color of this actual rod, I love the silver and white, and on the lower part of the blank it has like this granite color, which looks really nice as well. All right, obviously this rod is #1 on today's list because of all those features I just talked about. I highly recommend this rod over any other rod I mentioned previously. All the rods in today's list are very good, but this one is just so much better in my opinion. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know down below. But as I was saying earlier, this rod only retails for 120 bucks, and you can pick it up on sale a lot of the time for only 90. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. All 4 of these rods are great rods, don't get me wrong, but all in all, I would highly recommend the Carbonlite 2.0, especially for only $100, and if you find it on sale, it's only 90. But if y'all have not subscribed, go down below and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss anything. But I will see y'all back here next time.